Hello, welcome. Welcome to another session of this amazing Reimagining assessment practicum. My name is Bea Jimenez. I see some familiar names around here. For those who don't know me, I'm Bea Jimenez. I work as a learning engineer in the Teaching and Learning Technologies unit. And today we are going to work around those uh, um, kind of alternative grading frameworks and how to apply those into Canvas. So please feel free during this workshop to type in the chat if you have questions or comments. We designed this workshop to be kind of engaging. So please feel free to use the chat as the main way of contact, or unmute the microphone as well. As a quick reminder, please review the participation guidelines here. Let's try to, choose the best way to engage with the content and with the rest of participants, and try to have a open mindset and curiosity to learn more about these topics. Okay. Okay.
Sorry, I'm back. I had some computer problems here, so.
No worries. My colleague at Reba-Anna is going to do a quick intro about the workshop, and I will continue talking after the intro.
All right. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. Sorry for my delay. So the first thing that we're going to do is a quick icebreaker. And that is going to be, oh, sorry. Do you want me to introduce myself? No, first the icebreaker. Go ahead and in the chat, you can change your name in the participants area to just a dot if you want to remain anonymous. But in the chat, type one word that describes how you feel about grading in Canvas. No cursing.
Also, for those who would like to use cursing or or something like that, if you would like to remain anonymous, you can just change your name in the participation area and just add a dot instead of your name. So change your name for a dot, and then go ahead and type in the chat those words or feelings that you have around grading in Canvas.
All right, we have some interesting ones. It's okay if you use a couple extra words. All right, we have some people who are kind of apathetic, some who feel very strongly, some blinding back pain inducing. I like that. Unacquainted, fair. All of these feelings are valid. And know that there's at least one other person who feels that way as well. So today we're hoping we can alleviate or add to some of the positive feelings and give you some guidance on how to set up alternative grading in Canvas. And some of those words will change, I hope, maybe become more in depth. All right, so as I go on to the next slide, you can still add words. First of all, I wanted to welcome you, all of you. My name is Reba-Anna, and I'm the Assistant Dean of Distance Learning for the School of Professional Studies. I've been at Northwestern almost 8 years now. My department assists faculty in designing and implementing technology in their online courses for our various programs that are offered completely online. And my partner today, my co-facilitator, is Bea Jimenez.
Yeah, and as I was saying before, I'm Bea Jimenez. I'm part of the Teaching and Learning Technologies unit. And my title is Learning Engineer and also known as Canvas expert. But I always say that I keep learning from all of you. So I think also I'm in a good position where every day I can learn from different instructors and different strategies that other people use within Canvas.
Great. So now that we've introduced ourselves, let us tell you a little bit about what we're going to be doing today. So we've done the icebreaker, welcome, we've introduced ourselves. And so now we're going to be doing a quick review of some of the grading frameworks that you've covered so far in the practicum, and do a quick review of that. Then we're going to do a short breakout room activity with a partner. And then we're going to talk about some Canvas tips for setting up alternative grading in Canvas, and then let you leave with some resources and a cheat sheet on how to set these alternative grading up in your Canvas sites. So we'll have lots of activity and lots of room for discussion today. And so with that, I'm going to turn it over to my co-facilitator to talk about the alternative grading frameworks recap.
Yeah, let's dive into a recap of these alternative grading frameworks. Mainly, you have been hearing a lot about ungrading, contract grading, labor-based grading. So before I proceed, I want to acknowledge that many of you already have some familiarity with these alternative grading frameworks, or maybe you have been hearing a lot lately about this framework. So the goal today is to build upon that foundation that you already have and explore how you can effectively implement them within the Canvas learning management system. But I would like to just quickly refresh a little bit about what's the meaning of ungrading, contract grading, and labor-based grading. So for the ungrading framework, this is an educational practice that has gained a lot of popularity within the higher ed field. It focuses on providing frequent feedback to students rather than assigning traditional grades. In the ungrading framework, the emphasis is always on the student learning and growth, with assessments that are more designed to help students improve their knowledge and skills. While a final letter or a final grade is still assigned in most of the cases, right? Because at the end, we all need to grade. It's often based on self-assessment or completion of a specific criteria. So for the ungrading framework, we focus more on encouraging students' reflection and includes maybe multiple avenues for feedback. So we allow students to learn from and to improve. Also promotes student agency and mastery learning, where students take the charge of their own learning processes. For contract grading, in this method, we focus more on how instructors and students can negotiate agreements regarding performance expectations. So these contracts will offer more flexibility with clear expectations and choices for students. Usually for these frameworks, we want to focus on regular check-ins and transparent communication to ensure that there is alignment, right, between the learning goals and the contract. For labor-based grading, this approach assesses the effort and quality of student work. So in this framework, we want to make sure we have detailed rubrics and ongoing monitoring, support, and fair assessment. So here, the main goal is that the students engage in reflection and self-assessment to continuously improve their work. Any questions, comments so far about these three different frameworks before we move forward? You can also open the microphone. Okay, if everything is clear, you can just do a thumbs up. Perfect, I see. Awesome, thank you. Okay, so now that we have this recap, let's talk about the activity. Reba, would you like to explain the breakout rooms? I will be preparing those in a moment.
Okay, great. So now that we've done the recap, we're going to give you a few minutes with a partner. So Bea, we can make groups of 2, and I'm going to give you 30 seconds to a minute to think about a specific assignment in one of your courses that you would change to an alternative grading assignment. And this could be an actual assignment that you've been thinking about changing. It could be more of a thought exercise. Maybe there's more than one assignment. Maybe it's a whole entire project. You can be as ambitious as you want. And think about, with your partner, you can share how would you change this particular assignment from what it is now to an alternative graded assignment. Why are you thinking about it? And what would be the impact for your students and for you? So, for example, there's lots of examples I can give. I don't want to give before you break into your groups. So 1, choose an assignment, talk about how you would change it, why you would change it, and what would be the impact on your students and or yourself or your TA if you have one. And once again, those questions don't have to be answered in that order. If they don't feel natural, you can go in a different order if you would like. And if you don't have a specific assignment, you can discuss some ideas with your partner in this time. You're going to have 8 minutes to talk with your partner. Any questions?
So can you all see my screen? Perfect. So for instance, if I go into this Canvas course, you will see here I have some ungraded assignments. One of these is complete and complete. You can always go to edit the assignment and have this complete and complete scenario, which is very easy when you go to display grade as complete and complete, and you mark 0 points. That will means that the grade will display as complete and complete. Also, you have the option to do not count this assignment towards the final grade, which can be helpful for those maybe assignments where you don't want to like really provide a grade and it's more like reflection. So this is kind of some of the strategies that Canvas has. I acknowledge that at the end of the day, all learning management systems, the learning management system is going to is going to provide you with features for grading, right? So some ways to work around those are more towards, as you were saying, right? Like using like quizzes that are more for practice quizzes. I think I have here, if I go to quizzes, practice quizzes within Canvas will allow you to use quizzes as a way for students to self-assess. If you select quiz type, you will see practice quiz, graded survey, and graded survey. The surveys will be always anonymous in Canvas, so you will get the statistics of the class, or if it's a response where students need to type something, you will get those results. However, you won't be able to know who submitted what, and it will be like the overall results of anonymous survey. For graded quiz, that will work as a regular quiz or exam or test. Practice quiz, doesn't show in the gradebook is a tool for students to practice. So if you have maybe exams from previous years or quizzes where you would like to start implementing in new courses as a way for students to practice the content or the skills, you can mark those as practice. So the quiz tool will show the students the results, but it won't be graded in the gradebook. So you can always mark to make sure that the students see the responses, the correct responses, etc. But as a practice quiz, won't be able to show. In terms of participation, let me see what I have here. Maybe another good way will be to well, not exactly about participation, but another maybe framework that you can use or in order to provide some alternative ways for students to kind of participate. Thinking outside the box of the classroom, maybe you can start using discussions, especially for those large classes where you have it's very difficult to track participation, right? Maybe it's something that you can also add in Canvas as extra points as discussion. So you can start using discussion tools for participation. So the students will have kind of the time to reflect about the questions, and it will be easier for you to mark the participation and to grade them according to their responses. Here I have the example. This is kind of ideas I was saying before. Sometimes Canvas doesn't have like you need to work around Canvas in a way to grade differently. But I like this idea of maybe creating different discussions. In this example, I have 3 different discussions. As you can see here, I have different like stars. So you can tell the students that for those students who want to maybe to get an A or who have more experience within the content or the field that you are teaching, you can tell them to go to the 3-star discussion because this is more like the advanced topic, and then created the medium level of discussion and the easy level of discussion. So the students have the agency to choose what kind of level of difficulty they want to like go. And also if you create those discussions, it can be an easy way for you to kind of track at least part of those of the participation of the students in another way. I see some questions in the chat. Oh, okay. Well, in the document I've shared before, you will see some strategies for ungrading, and especially ungrading and contract grading, which are the 2 main frameworks. For ungrading, we have seen ungraded assignments in Canvas, which is like very easy to implement in Canvas, or the complete incomplete assignments. Practice quizzes or low-stake quizzes. This is a great learning tool, especially for large classes, to provide kind of like a stress-free way to check progress with your students. So either you provide not grade for the practice quizzes, or provide a very like small percentage of the final grade for those quizzes. Here you have the instructions about how to create the practice quizzes here. Also, surveys can be a great tool, not only for grading and feedback, but also for suggestion box or assess student interest or needs, or maybe giving extra points for responding those surveys or collecting feedback about the class. Self-grading Canvas. This is I have to say that this specific idea was from one of my colleagues, Elle, who discovered kind of like she created this way to create a multiple choice quiz with options to set very points by answer, and then there is question prompt can have like a personal reflection statement, and the students can like determine their own work by a specific grade. Excuse assignment in gradebook. I don't know if you have seen this before. I'm going to show in Canvas very quickly because this is a very easy way to work around creating maybe multiple assessments when we would like to provide different ways for the students to represent their knowledge about a topic, or if we want to create different assignments for extra points, instead of grading the whole class, right? Like some students maybe won't submit those assignments and you don't want that to count negatively into the gradebook. The way to do this is to use the excuse. So you always have the option when grading in Canvas to either go to the speed grader or here from the gradebook to mark the assignment as excused. So in this way, the grade won't count at all. Like Canvas will mark this like as doesn't count towards final grade. For contract grading, we have creating different learning paths. And in order to do that, so I've seen some instructors creating grading schemes. I'm not sure how familiar you are with grading schemes, but in all Canvas courses, you have a default grading scheme. If you go to settings in your Canvas course and then scroll down, okay, you will see an option called grading scheme. You can always view or edit or manage all grading schemes. For this course, I've created this specific grading scheme. So instead of the regular, numbers with letters scheme, I just created this exceeds expectation, meets expectation, or below expectation. So in this way, I can grade assignments based on this scheme and provide feedback. Another very cool way, this just about grading, but another cool way that I really like to provide feedback to students is within a speed grader. So let me go here. If I go to speed grader in Canvas, well, usually in these areas where you will see the student submission, you can always add comment and a grade, right? However, if you pay attention to below to the comments area, you have two options here. This is the media comment and the audio speech recognition. If you click here, you will be able to record a video, a personalized video to the student. So you can use the microphone and the webcam. Let me close my Zoom webcam for a second to see if I recognize this. My webcam here in Canvas. So now I can record a personalized video to my student. This is a very good way to kind of make sure the student gets your tone about the assignment, especially if you need to explain very detailed feedback. Also, you can just use the microphone if you want them to get an audio as well. And
And
also,
I'll just
oh, sorry, go ahead.
I will just add for the video one of the great things about that is you can actually select for the class that I teach, they turn in reflection papers. So you can highlight, for example, a paragraph or a sentence and embed the video at that point. So you can make a lot of mini videos within the document or audio points. And I find that students really like that. Just the audio so they can hear your voice and how you're saying. And also if I'm at a conference or if I'm traveling, that audio that for me is faster than actually typing something out. And I've done that quite a few times, and students, they're like, you should do this for all of our assignments. And I'm like, oh, okay. But I think that's something that I can give you my experience from. And I think that's something, because I talk very fast compared to how long it takes me to type. So I think sometimes when I want to give them more in-depth feedback, that's a really great tool. And like I said, audio or video or both in different sections has been really a game changer for me in my class.
Yeah, thank you, Reba-Anna. Moving forward, we have the extra credit area. So you can always, if you always go to assignments and you like to provide weights for the different assignments, so you can always add extra points in the group weight. So for instance, here in this example, I have 110. So I have a group called extra credit, which can provide this 10 percentage extra points for those students who take that assignment or assignments. So in this way, especially for contracting grading, if you have kind of like set up the course for the students to, for instance, you say, if you do all the regular assignments, you will get a B. For those students who would like to go beyond the B and get an A, you can do the extra assignments here, right? In this, you can create different groups of assignments for the students who would like to get an A. So here you have all the instructions as well about how to set up these, and this is also a easy trick tool to grade the students, and it's for small classes, large classes as well. And edit to mastery, this model or this way to do things around Canvas is more more like it provides more continuous communication and collaboration between the students and the instructor. And the idea is that you have a single project throughout the course, and the instructor usually provides a lot of guides and rubrics for grading based on this project. Usually it's a big project that you can portion into chunks, right? And for those kind of projects where students will be working throughout the semester or throughout the term, you can maybe change your grading scheme for what we have seen before: meets expectation, below expectation, exceeds expectation. So you can be providing that feedback throughout the course, and then towards the end provide a final grade. Here you also have the instructions about how to provide audio, video feedback, and how to include emojis as well in the grading scheme, which is very easy. You just go to the Emojipedia and copy the emojis. This is for those who are like me and love emojis and confettis and those things. this is the tip I was mentioning before about discussions. Maybe another way to create participation can be asynchronously via discussions, especially for ideal for large classes, but you can use this for small classes as well. And in the document, you will see the instructions as well about how to create appointment groups in Canvas. This is not exactly about grading. However, I think it's very helpful, especially for those models where you are going to provide a lot of feedback throughout the term, especially ideal for small classes, but you can obviously use it for groups as well. Within the calendars in Canvas, you can create appointment groups, which is like a system for students to sign up a time for you. So you can dedicate maybe some hours throughout the weeks for you to meet with your students via in person or via Zoom, and the students can like register for those slots. So every time you go to the calendar, if you create a new event, you can see appointment group. And here you can also use this for office hours as well. Location, maybe Zoom link. Important to select the calendar course, right? So let's see, let's say it's for this specific course I have here. And then you detail the time range and dates, right? Let's see, let's put a few here. And then divide into slots of 30 minutes, a limit each time to one student, a limit participation to one attendant. Then you publish, and then the students will be able to sign up through the calendar in Canvas as well. You have the instructions in the document as well. So, and it's an easy tool feature in Canvas, ideal for those practices as well. And now I feel I've been talking a lot. So is there anyone else who would like to maybe mention or have ideas, comments? I know I've been like, summarizing a lot. Also, I recommend you to maybe go to the learning apps. You will see the learning apps in most of your Canvas courses. Here we have more tools that are external to Canvas that you can implement within Canvas, the Canvas environment. Some of these tools are Northwestern developed. We have developed these tools internally, like Discussion Hero, which is like an interface for Canvas discussion forums, which is, there's like some gamification including here in this discussion interface. Some others are from other companies, corporations, but here maybe you can also like get some ideas. Adam, this is the academic dashboard. So this is a dashboard we develop internally to visualize kind of like the learning statistics, like learning that data from your students and interaction. So I will ask more about how to extract that information from the quizzes, but maybe here you can find more.
And thank you everyone for joining and participating. And you will receive a follow-up email from Bea regarding many other things we covered today, as well as the tip sheet link if you were not able to get it, and you will have access to the Canvas site that she was showing.